Well, it's kind of interesting. What you see, of course, is that food insecurity in Africa has gone up, significantly since COVID-19, and also with the increase in food prices following the war in Ukraine. Um, a big chunk of that, a big part of that is accessibility. That people don't have the resources, they don't have the money actually to pay for the food that they need. It's much less an availability problem, particularly if you factor in that value chains in Africa are not very much integrated, so food loss is high and actually reaches a level that it kind of is in the same order of magnitude as the imports of cereals that Africa does. So in that sense, food insecurity right now is driven to a large extent by accessibility. While availability, I would say, is less of an issue, yeah. Of course, the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement can also make a big difference when it comes to making sure that at a country level, at a local level, the supply meets demands. So at the aggregate level, we can say that Africa, if you factor in the food loss and waste, produces a lot of food that it needs. It doesn't mean that that's the case in every location. And of course there, the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement can make a big difference because borders are very, very thick. It's not easy. And if you look at the cost associated of moving food, from one country to another, that actually generates, quite some increase in cost. That actually makes it more difficult to move food across borders and thereby also, exacerbating local food insecurity. It also, of course, works the other way. To increase, food production, farmers need fertilizers, need inputs. Very often, most of the case, they are very lumpy. So it also kind of bringing those inputs to farmers, also kind of adds, quite some cost, to it, which then actually reduces the use of inputs, below what it would be from a economic, what it would be from a point of view, to kind of optimize, production. So yes, so making sure that both food and inputs can cross, countries' borders by having a fully operational Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement would also make a big difference. Yeah. Morocco, yes. If you look at Morocco's agriculture, it is a very dynamic sector. It actually has significant access, to very important export markets, particularly European Union. It has diversified its agriculture away from cereals into high-value agriculture. It's also increasingly capturing value added, in the post-harvest or the downstream segments of value chains. It produces food that meets, food safety standards that are needed, to export it to European Union. So the thing is, if you look at Morocco, it actually has a lot of things, get a lot of things right. And I think many African countries, can look to Morocco of what they can do, to improve productivity, to improve value addition, to kind of pursue diversification into high-value agriculture. There's a lot to be learned from Morocco. Morocco has done a lot of things right, actually. It's a very success story in that respect. Yeah.